everyone. Welcome to Sports Khabri with me, Adi and Rishi. And yeah, the Euros are officially underway. Germany versus Scotland's done, and it was a thumping victory for the Germans, 5-1 at home in their first game of the tournament. And that begs the question: after that brilliant performance, I mean, many would call it a good start for them because they quite convincingly put away Scotland. That it really begs the question: is this Germany's Euros, Rishi, especially at home? The advantage is there, and we've seen home sides do well last year. Last time out, England did really well, reaching the final in England. And this time, is it Germany's Euros after that thumping win?
I mean, for the first time since their World Cup win, I feel this is the best squad they've had since 2014. They've, like, of course, in 2018, I felt that was something more of a team that needed a lot more rebuild, that was just carrying forward a lot of baggage and the experienced players from the 2014 World Cup who were not at the peak of their game. That team needed a whole shake-up, and I feel now is the time that they have the mixture, the almost the right mixture of youth and experience together. They have World Cup winners like your Tony Kroos, your your Manuel Neuers. At the same time, they have the young flares and the people who are lighting European football and German football on fire, like players like Florian Wirtz, players like your Jamal Musialas, whose goals were absolutely brilliant yesterday, by the way. So I feel this you can't for sure say that this could be their Euros, because knockout football is such that you can be dominating till the very point where just a matter of 5 minutes can change your fortunes altogether. So I feel this I think this is their best chance in a while, where they can really take a good grip of the tournament. This is, and they're playing at home as well. You have yesterday you could see they were although they were missing that clear cut CDM, they managed to do it. They managed to hold that midfield with Robert Andrik and Tony Kroos. So I feel they are addressing their issues somewhat decently. They are having the right squad. Them, the fans are right behind them at their home turf. So I feel this is their best chance since 2014.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing with Germany was who is going to play that number six role, or whether they just play Kroos and Gundogan deep in midfield. But they played Andrik Adi, and what do you make of it? Because in his first shot, I think he was booked as well during the game. So, what did you make of it overall from him?
I mean, yeah, it was pretty decent performance. I mean, we can say they played against a very weak Scotland side. So, in terms of that, you can say he had a pretty decent game. I mean, when you look at the entire game, on the ball, we saw the players like Cruz, Gundogan having most of the play, dictating the play. Right, when I was watching the game, Cruz was the one who was dictating the play in the lower half of the side and the base, and then you look at players like Words, Musiala, and also Gundogan in between the lines playing. Andrick was just there trying to, disturb the performance of, I mean, disturb any attack or any flow from Scotland. Anytime they try to counter attack, you could see him there just being very physically aggressive. And it looks like that's his role for this Euros. It's more of like just the destroyer role, not much on the ball, more of it off the ball. But even on the ball, he actually had a pretty decent half in the first half. He almost created one or two chances. If literally the first chance of the game was created by him, he chipped it over towards. I don't know if that was called as offside, but yeah, in terms of that great performance. But we have to look at the youngsters, right? Musiala and Words. They were the brighter players yesterday, especially Musiala controlled the midfield very well, took out pressure, played out almost like a hybrid left winger. Both Musiala and Words were playing in the pockets, they were playing wide, they were playing inside. You could see how they were very free flowing. They didn't have any certain position to play, such as a left wing, right wing. That's what I said in the beginning. Or maybe I'm going to find some concerns in types of other purely left wingers, no pure right wingers, no wingers especially. But the way they performed yesterday was very, very, surprising in terms of how easily Musiala could play on the left wing a lot. And same thing with Words. He was playing more of the wing position, but inside the D, I would say, because you could see how they got all the width from their fullbacks, right? Kimmich was very wide. because you could see all the players crowded inside the midfield and the areas, and then Cruz always had a diagonal to Kimmich, like 3-4 times he just kept switching it. Even the first goal itself was just a diagonal ball towards Kimmich. Kimmich just crossed it in, was scores, and that happened once or twice before the goal also. And Scotland never really came out from a shell. They didn't know should we come press, where to press. Even Robertson said he didn't know in an interview, like he didn't know where to press them. They didn't know, are they going to play long or are they going to play short. So it was very confusing for them, because you see Havertz is a tall player. They have the ability to go long. Once or twice they went long with Havertz. So the defenders are confused. Either should I go back or should I come close and tighten the midfield? So it was very confusing for Scotland. Pretty dominant performance from the home side.
Okay, yeah, I was just saying Musiala. Just on Musiala, I just love watching him play, dude. Like even yesterday, just a couple of times the way he carried the ball and with that confidence that he carries the ball is just nice to watch, and he can get stuff done. And dude, but he had so much time in the box to shoot yesterday. I can't believe they gave him so much time. It was almost like he had ages to take his goal. And yeah, I don't know, dude. You see, with Germany, this team, it's just looking like they're losing confidence, and they've got how much of a factor is the home crowd? Because some people say that it is a big factor, some people actually negate it. Where do you stand on like home crowd and how much that makes a difference to a team?
I mean, in knockout international football, I feel it can it can make, of course, a home crowd can always make a difference. Whether it's a uh, you're at the latter stages of the game or at the group stages, like the fact that you have set of a whole stadium, 60 odd thousand people who are jarring, who are, and the German fans are not in any way quiet. They are going to be loud, they're going to be in your face, they're going to be noise, is going to be drums, the whole fan base is going to be up for it. And it's not, when such tournaments happen, it's not very often that the certain, like, the fans get to watch their home crowd play. So you see, you probably won't
Oh,
have Germany. You're saying something?
no. I was just asking. No, after you finish, also just want to
Hmm.
know what you think about Scotland, whether they go through after this.
Yeah, I'll get to that. And so the fact that, like, you see, Germany might not host another World Cup or a Euro for a while. So that the fact that these fans get to watch their home country play a crucial tournament, and the culmination of them, being if not favorite, at least a top three side in the tournament, makes a whole lot of difference. And the way they've kickstarted the tournament as well, it's gonna give the fans a lot of belief. Now, if the game was slow, if the game was, if they had to grind out a victory, I think the morale would have been a little bit different. But the fact that they just blew Scotland out of the equation, they blew them out of proportion, was absolutely brilliant. And I don't think Julian Nagelsmann could have asked for more from their players, because the fact that this momentum, the fans are going to be right behind them going forward, going throughout the tournament. So I feel the way they've started the tournament is also very important. And coming back to Scotland being, uh, are they gonna qualify? I feel, see, you can't take this one off game. I feel like even Argentina lost their first game of the World Cup, and of course they had Messi, but they went out to win the World Cup. So I wouldn't yet write them out, because they came of a group in the Euros, if I'm not wrong, where they had teams like Norway. You have your big shot players like Haaland, like Odegaard. So I wouldn't write them off, or I wouldn't say that, yeah, based off this result, they're surely not qualifying. But of course, they didn't make a good case for themselves with the game, and I feel the red card also had a lot to do with it. And yeah, let's see. Probably once the second game gets over, we'll have a better understanding of how Scotland, how are the realistic chances of teams qualifying.
Realistically, Scotland have no chance of qualifying. But okay, we'll move on. And Adi,
Just
bro,
because, no, just
was that
because
a
I
rain?
went
So
against
after
your
watching
Bro, I
this,
mean,
sentiments.
what do you want me to say? They had no shots on target throughout the entire game. They conceded 20 attempts. Their one goal should not have been a goal, and they had a silly red card. Like, which part of this entire performance is giving you any hope saying that Scotland will actually go through over Switzerland, who actually have a decent team. They're not the best, but they have a decent team. But anyways, going
Hmm.
yeah, we'll just go to the red card and then we'll come back to this. Are the red card for you? That
Yeah, I mean, that was such a stupid red card, I
yeah, it was
guess.
so stupid, bro. Like I am not. What is he doing? Anyways, yeah, continue.
Yeah, I mean, you were telling, yeah, just tell about the red card.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like it was so bad. It was such a stupid red card. It's Gundogan. It just bounced back to Gundogan after I think it was a good save from Angus Gunn. And bro, like literally, it was a two-footed challenge, just jumping in. There was no, didn't
There's no
think
need
twice.
for it.
But
You had so much
but
time.
he actually
Both
got the
sides were
ball first.
planted.
Like, he got
Bro,
the
he
ball.
got the ball with his right foot, which he had
Yeah,
planted like down, but the left foot went straight into the shin, like
but
straight into the shin.
that was still unlucky. It was not intentional. He was trying
It
to
was
win.
not
See, from,
intentional, but
from,
it was
from the
stupid to
outside when we
do it
look first,
in the
it's
box.
like a
Like it
clear
was just
tackle. I
so
didn't
weird.
even think it was going to be a penalty, and it went to VAR, right? When
Yeah,
you look
yeah.
at it from the VAR perspective, it's obviously going to look so bad in
I,
terms of
dude,
in
I
terms.
thought it was a red card even before VAR came in. Like I was literally like, bro, it's a red.
But
He's
you can
gone
see
in.
how he kicked the ball clearly. If he didn't get the
Bro, that
ball,
was
at
only his right foot, but the left foot is
So
gone and caught the shin
apparently
twice.
UEFA's justification was they were looking out for players. So that when you plant both your feet like that, the dude it's lucky that Gundogan got away with it. So their justification
Yeah.
I,
was the fact that like it was a very dangerous tackle that could have
It was
that could have
dangerous
led to a
because
very
bro,
dangerous injury.
the left foot clearly catches the shin and catches it pretty high, and he's gone in
but
flying.
like,
Not even like it
but
was a
when I've
normal tackle.
but when I've seen in terms of red cards or like at least as an Arsenal fan, whatever I've seen throughout the season, I've seen equally worse challenges where they've not even won the ball and players have not even gotten a yellow card. Like I can
Bro,
give you countless number of
yes.
times where they've not got a yellow card. And this guy actually got the ball first and he cleared it out. You can say the
Adi,
left.
he didn't get the ball first. He made contact with the ball and Gundogan at the
No,
same
I'm
time.
saying it's a penalty, but I'm saying it could have been a yellow card because it was not intentionally only hit. See, that's the rule of. There's so many times in the Premier League, at least how they go is, see, it's only a yellow card if you get the ball, but you also follow up on the man's leg, right? Like on a player's leg. So he gets the ball. He clearly like gets the ball. That's my point. Like I even looking at it, like it was a bad challenge, but he also wins the ball. It's just unlucky, right? In terms of that, I still felt like he could have given a yellow card over a red card because the referee only saw the impact of his left foot, hitting Gundogan's right foot. But you should also take in cognizance of he actually got the ball first, and then the follow up. Obviously, when you're sliding like that or trying to kick the ball like that, you're going to meet it because Gundogan's trying to kick the ball and he's trying to put his body in front, and his leg is obviously going to come and impact there. I always felt like it could have been a yellow card because it was again, you have to understand the Euros. He at least gets the ball. It's the Euros. These guys only get 3 games to play in the Euros. It's I've seen worse challenges where you don't even get yellow cards in terms of cleanly just like I literally remember a Bournemouth versus Arsenal where Christie literally just got entire leg of Saka and he didn't even get booked that game. And went to VAR. VAR also said there's nothing wrong. And that was like worst challenges where players don't even win the ball. So in terms of all what I've seen overall in this season of Premier League, it was a bit harsh to give him a red card. Like, and Gundogan was a fine. Like, it was not like it was a very bad like challenge for him where he
For
couldn't
me,
even.
I think what would have minimized it is if he actually slid and then he caught him. He didn't slide. He literally went flying in. There was he
Yeah.
before he made he went flying. Like literally, he was in the air and then he catches Gundogan and he gets the ball with his right foot. But I was like,
Yeah,
it
but
was
he
too
still gets the
dangerous.
ball right. That's what I'm saying. The ball
It was
bounces off.
too dangerous. Adi is not even
But after
slid.
the
He's gone
see, Rahul,
flying.
after the ball bounces off, the follow through is obviously like you can't. After I kick the ball, I can't move away from the player. Like
That's
I
what I'm
can't.
saying. It wasn't the follow through that caught him. He caught the ball and the man at the same time. It was not the
But
follow
he
through
got
that
the
got
ball
him.
also. That's my point. Like that's what a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
tackle is.
yeah.
Like a good tackle is when you get the
See
ball and the
the
man at the same time.
if you're getting see
I
now the
think this
same
was too
tackle
dangerous.
the same incident there's a slight movement here or there. The way he catches Gundogan is slightly different, assume. And Gundogan's shin completely shatters. So then would you say that okay, because of the result that has happened, should he receive does he deserve a red card? Like
Not
now
really.
you said Gundogan was also fine. So I feel that is exactly what UEFA are trying to negate that saying that okay, we're not gonna look at if the player something happened to the player, then in retrospect we're gonna do something. It's just you have to look out for the player. You like players, you can't go flying in like that. So if you're sliding in for the ball, you collect it, and with a trailing leg, you get a man. That is different. But this one, the way he
He
flew
flew. He
in,
literally flew. Yeah.
like he flew in. Okay, he gets the ball, but still, nonetheless, when you're going in with your both feet up like this, there is always it's always dangerous. So
Yeah. It was
you
literally.
like when you do this. So what like as an attacker when you
But
do
it
when
was not both feet. It was only one
It
feet.
was.
His right
no
leg kicks.
both his feet like
No, no,
I know,
no.
after
but
the
Adi,
yeah
but the
after
left
winning
foot
the
is
ball,
very
His
both
high.
his
right
feet
kicks
catches
the
it.
ball. Only his left leg is the one that's
Yeah, but the left foot is very high. It's
But
not.
that's
It's not
that's a
a
very
nice
it was
tackle.
going down. It was not. You see the impact. It was going down like this. It was not going up
Adi,
like
but
this.
it's still he has not even got. He didn't even make contact with the ground. He was flying in.
Rahul, but
Yeah.
see, the point is, if you're going, a stand leg is like this. If you're going up like this to hit the shin, that is different because that's actually a leg breaker. But you're coming down here. He's coming towards the ankle. He's not going
It's
up
still
towards.
no Adi. Even if he's catching him
So
on the
what you're
ankle like
telling
that, I
is
still think
like
it's a red.
that doesn't mean the ankle is injury
Yeah,
proof or something like the
yeah. I still think
ankle
it's a
is
red. Even if
equally
he's catching the
susceptible to
ankle,
being
it's a
But
injured.
red.
it's not high. Is my point. You guys are saying it was a high foot. It was not a high foot. It was
I
never
think
high. No,
anything if it is
it's
ankle
like you're
height as
putting
well
your
for me
ankle
it's
down, sitting
high.
down.
I think that is still high. Like you should not be going and
Wait,
flying
it's
like that. He
Rahul. There's
wasn't
a difference.
sliding.
He was sliding. He was coming
No,
down.
he
He
was
was
not
No,
sliding.
he
Adi, he
didn't
was
go
not
sliding
sliding.
in.
He
then what
went
was he
in.
doing?
He was in the air. He was in the air
Yeah,
and then
because that's the action before you slide, right? You can't. He was trying to slide tackle. He was in the action of sliding, and he takes
Adi,
the ball and he collects the
tried.
man. So,
He tried. He didn't even try to slide tackle. He flew in. He was not even sliding. He
When you're
never
sliding,
slid.
you could slide like you could slide across, or you
Yeah,
could
that
go
is
yeah.
front end. But this
That
guy
is
just
when
went with
trailing.
both feet like
that's a
this.
form of
Yeah,
slide
he went
tackle.
with
He
both
was
feet.
not jumping and he was jumping down. See, if you have to slide, you can't just like just slide. You have to jump and then slide. Anytime you slide tackle, you have to jump and then your momentum going
Correct,
from
but
the
he never made contact with the ground.
he
Yeah.
literally is the ball hits his leg and the ball goes away
That
and
is
then the
only the
ball
right foot.
So if his
It
leg,
directly
so
catches the
again,
right.
if Gundogan's ankle or slightly above ankle, if that snaps into two pieces, then what? Then should it be given a foul? Then should it be given a red card for dangerous play?
I can kick your shin from the back and you can still break your Achilles. Doesn't mean it's a red card. That's what I'm trying to say. It was not a high foot
If
where
it's a
I'm
danger,
coming from top.
No, I thought that was
if it's
dangerous. I still think
yeah,
that it was
I
very
like
dangerous.
again see when a player is going in with 2 foot like with both his feet up, what is a forward supposed to do? Is he not supposed to shoot? Is he supposed to let the
See,
ball go
my
ahead?
point
Like
is simple. I agree it's a bad challenge. I agree it's a penalty, but it's just not a red card because of the context of him getting the ball. It's like you can't give the defender any benefit of doubt. He wins the ball. There's always going to be a dangerous tackle. It's a physical contact sport. Like you can also say Gundogan's putting his leg. This guy is naturally trying to win the ball. He was not a challenge where he just went all out on his feet. You can see him winning the ball, and that's all my point is like referees have to understand he's also won the ball. We've already taken the context of not winning the ball. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. It's just a yellow card because, like, I get it, it's dangerous. It can break your ankles for sure. You can get a bad injury, but you can get bad injuries in so many other kind of tackles. And this player won the ball also. Like, that's my point. Like, it's always harsh because we've seen a lot of times in the Premier League. I've seen when you go in tackles like this, but you win the ball, it's always a yellow card. It's happened a lot of times in the Premier League. So I'm saying like the consistency of in one competition it's a yellow card, in another competition it's a red card. You're always gonna get these debates. And like at the end of the day, you
that's
can
always
one
been there in Champions League and in like whenever like throughout the course of the season, something that gets accepted or not accepted in the league may not be so in the Champions League or your European games. That's always been there. It's not anything new. Like when a like some referees tend to be a lot more strict when it comes to fouls, when it comes to like breaking up play. Some referees are not. Like I think that's quite subjective, is it not?
Yeah, yeah. I think it is subjective. And that's the problem, and that's why we agree to disagree here as well. And Adi, do Germany go through for you quickly? I mean, not go through. Do they win the Euros?
I still don't think they would win the Euros. I still think they can go to the semis, maybe finals, but I just don't think it's a possibility for them to win the Euros. Just my perspective in terms of their entire team. They look pretty good, but I still feel like the entire team is still pretty unbalanced in terms of they're going to get tougher tests in the future, and I know when they get those tougher tests, they might find it difficult to face those. I feel like a better counter-attacking team, they'll be found out more often, because yesterday you can see the midfield is great, but it's very weak. Like I can see player holes in that, like Tony Cruz, Gundogan, even Words, Musiala. They're not players who are going to track back very often. And
Yeah.
you find a team, for example, even in like a France, you play against a France, England, or Belgium, who are very fast on the counter attacks, they might actually find it difficult to play against these teams. Even like Portugal, for example, like these teams are very, very direct, very fast on the counter attack, and that's something I seriously feel like they can lack. But let's see how they, if they get into these situations, how they react towards these certain situations.
Yeah. Yep. Rishi, do they win it for you? I actually think Germany win it this time, by the way.
I can't say for sure if they'll win, but at least, like Ali said, at least I wouldn't be surprised at all if they came to the semi-finals or even the finals. But winning, yeah, I agree. Like they lack that aspect of physicality in and mobility when it comes to midfield and their fullbacks also to an extent. I feel someone like Kimmich, when when he plays so high, you are susceptible to the counter attacks, the direct counter attacks from better teams. I feel as they go, they're gonna face, even like Ali said, they're gonna face tougher tests. So, and it's not going to be as simple as facing a team that is so closed up, that is so, even in fact for
Yeah.
the vast majority of the game are playing a man down.
Yeah.
So they do have a good chance, like of course they do have a good chance, but I it's not that easy, like it's not as easy as just saying they for sure are going to hands down win the
Yeah.
cup.
I didn't mean for sure, but again, I'm just saying, I think they've got to give
Yeah, like
themselves a good
even
chance at this for the
clear
time.
cut favorite. So I'm saying, are they the clear cut favorites? If they don't win, would it be an upset? No, I don't think so. But
Okay.
they have a more than fairly decent chance.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, guys. So we'll wrap it up with that. Thanks, Adi and Rishi, for joining, and everybody watching the videos. Please like and share the videos, subscribe to Sports Company, and let us know if you think Germany are going to win the Euros. If you think otherwise, please let us know who you think will win the Euros. Yeah, we'd love to know. And if there anything that you want us to discuss on here, yeah, do let us know as well. See you.